Hi everyone, today I'm going to present about my website, and then my website is about Montessori education. So this is my home page. In the home page I put it what is Montessori. So Montessori is a method of education that is based on self-directed activities, hands-on learning, and collaborative play. In Montessori classroom, the children make creative choices in their learning, while the classroom and highly trained teacher offer age-appropriate activities to guide the process. So below this one, there is one video. This is a talk about why Montessori education is important for children. So we're just gonna have a look. The video is maybe probably about 4 minutes.
As a parent, first thing you want is the best thing for your children. Montessori, children have the freedom to choose what they study, what they doing. Our children use that system to develop what they are inside. We like how they speak, how they express themselves, and how they solve problems. The most we value actually. We have 6 kids. They are through Montessori school here, Cornerstone. All of them, they develop their personality to grow up. I'm really happy to see that the modern education should be like based on what you know, on the capacity of the children. They achieved more than what I expect as a parent.
Montessori is an approach that is person-centered. It brings a sense of order and beauty and has meaning of purpose. Montessori education highlights the importance of following the child so they can achieve whatever their potential is at their own pace.
The children that Montessori serves are all children. You're not segregated in Montessori education. To walk into a classroom, even culturally rooted classrooms that are specifically a certain culture, there's other children that are in those schools that are specifically a certain culture. I love that it's just the whole world, like walking into a classroom and seeing the whole world and seeing different cultures and having Montessori be the foundation.
I have been teaching at Siembra Montessori for almost 3 years. I chose Montessori education because I worked for a short period of time in a traditional public school, and in that work, I kept revisiting this idea that there's something else that the children need. And when I learned about the Montessori work, that just spoke to my heart. Siembra Montessori is so special to our community because it's a first school experience. What we want to offer is a high quality, very, very positive school experience and a space where the child, there's a deep, deep respect for the child and for the family. And there's something very unique that happens here, and it's not just thinking of the individual, but it's thinking of the family. It's thinking of community.
The start of school is the start of business. When you think about communities that we may perceive as under-resourced, communities have a lot of resources within those communities, because there's just not access. So once there's access to economics and access to resources, people are able to start schools in their community. You can start teacher diversity pipelines. You're starting jobs for people in that community, people that maybe weren't even thinking about being teacher, now they're teachers, to watch a school wrap around. What that does is really, really powerful to see.
It's very, very important that Montessori education continues. Montessori work, it offers tactile materials, offers the child the opportunity to move, to engage, to build, construct, and everything that all of the work that they're engaging in is what's helping them to build and construct themselves. And all of that work that's happening in the Montessori environment supports humanity, supports human development, and I just feel wholeheartedly that this work needs to continue.
So the next one, we're gonna just talk about the Montessori or Maria Montessori biography. So basically, Montessori education developed when Montessori opened the Casa dei Bambini or Children's House in 1907. So this is like basically all her journey. And then actually supposed to be like this one and this one all together. It's like a Montessori timeline. So, but this one I just divided by the year from when she was born until when she died, and how the journey Maria Montessori. So when become co-director for the orthopedic school, and then when she got the major for the doctor, and then when she gave the lecture about the Maria Montessori education. So next one, we're gonna talk about the historical influences. So Maria Montessori is influenced by like from these four people. We got John Marcus Itat, or Frederick Frober, Edward Sigwin, and Johann Henrik Pestalozzi. Sorry. So four of people of this one, all of them emphasize sensory exploration and manipulative. So it's just like similar like what Maria Montessori do. The children explore the environment by like sensory, most of them, and through exploration and creative activity too. Next one, we're gonna talk about the theoretical underpinning. So Maria Montessori method is this like 5 principles that can be applied for the children all ages. So I describe it like principle 1, respect for the children. Principle 2, the absorbent mind. Principle 3, sensitive periods. Principle 4, the prepared environment. And the principle 5 is auto-education. And next one, we're going to talk about the goals and the outcomes. So basically, the goals and outcome of Maria Montessori education is to support children development from birth until they mature and enable children to become transforming element of society and leading to peaceful and harmonious growth. So, and I just like describe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goals. But I think the most that I can like highlight it is about allowing children to have freedom with responsibility when they play. And then when they play, they kind of leads to their creativity, imagination, self-respect, security, and leads to cooperation and collaboration. And then I'm just gonna talk about the Montessori key strategy. So basically, Montessori education for teaching, learning, assessment, planning, and reflection. I describe it the teaching strategies like enrich the learning environment, So usually when the Montessori classroom, they have learning environment that well ordered, consistent, pleasing, and predictable. So the learning experience designate have their own designated place and then put on the trays and in order. Second one, the key strategy is integrate self-directed and self-disciplined learning. And the third one is about depth observation. So Maria Montessori education is recognize the individuality of each child. So when the teacher observes the children, they can understand how to support children's learning through their interest, potential, and their curiosity. So the last one is reflection. So when the educator teach children, they can do the reflection. Then I choose like some question that maybe can help educator to reflect how they're teaching and how they can support children for their future learning. So the next one is about the roles. So I'm just gonna talk about what's the connection the Montessori education with the children's play. So what is play? Is like what is play based on Montessori education? So play is self-directed and self-chosen. So children are always free to quit. So when they play, they can just when they wanna stop the activities or they wanna continue, or they can like repeat the activities over and over again. Play is an activity in which men are more valued than ends. And then play is guided by mental rules. It means like play involves a good deal of self-control. And then another one is play is imaginative, non-literal, marked off in the same way of reality because play involves imagination. So most of them children like to do pretend it's play and then they act like an adult. So yeah, basically yeah, children like to have imagination. And play involve an active, alert, but non-stressed frame of mind. So it means like play involve conscious control. So whenever they play, they have like free from stress. So not pressuring them on the play. So Montessori education have the role around across Australia and of course around the world. I think they have the same perspective and how they're gonna help children learning. So the role is preparing young children to transition into adult and then to achieve the best learning to providing a prepared environment for children learning. The next one is about the curriculum. This is the last one of my website. So Montessori curriculum basically have 5 key learning areas, which is got the practical life, sensorial, mathematics, and language and culture. Montessori curriculum also align with the early years learning framework. This is the picture for the outcomes from the 5 key learning area that integrate with the EYLF. So at outcome 1, outcome 2, outcome 3, outcome 4, and outcome 5. Then the last one, we have a lecture video that explaining how the Montessori program for infant and toddler, and the other one is for the preschool. So maybe if you guys interesting, you can just see the video and just tap this one, and then type the password. Just gonna let you know the password if you're interested. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Hera. Bye.